All right, we're live. Today is a special day. We released Haley out into the wild, and I have a cigar to celebrate. So let me light this sucker up, and then we can just talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about cybersecurity. Um, Fede, do you want to fill us in what you've been up to?
What I've been working on.
Yeah.
So we released Haly, so I've been making sure everything works fine. I'm adding some things. I create a new FAQ page to know how to get your Slack team ID, how to get a new OpenAI key, and we from the organization form we link from there to our FAQ page, so you can uh, know how to do that. And what else? I fixed some things related to authentication on our production side, because if you open our site in a new tab, it wouldn't like keep your session. So I fixed that. What else? Well, those kind of things. Just small tweaks to make sure everything's working fine.
Make a delightful experience.
Yeah.
All right, Alice, what have you been up to?
I have been just brainstorming about what to do about my ocean trash pickup initiative, and that's basically it.
Can you share your
I think.
your initial story?
Huh? What was that?
Can you share your story you had shared with me?
Um, I'll share it later after I hash it out more. So yeah. Uh, and also,
Okay,
I
great.
found these articles on cybersecurity. Apparently, there's some firmware backdoor in some gigabyte motherboards.
Those are pretty
And
popular, right? Gigabyte's like a
yeah,
very because motherboards.
yeah, I linked it in the chat. And
Can you put
also
it?
there was some no-click exploit. Oops. Um, I don't know if I just like left some no-click exploit with iPhones, and I also linked it in the chat. So that was pretty interesting.
So I'll put those in the comments section so people can check them out. Can you explain to people what a zero-click exploit is?
Basically, it requires no user interaction. You send it, and the device is infected.
It's pretty scary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't protect yourself against this. This is just underlying issues with the operating system. So that was for iPhone, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, which is actually one of the more secure operating systems, iOS.
Yeah, it
So,
should have been.
well, it's hard to patch up all the holes, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so imagine you're just doing your all the best things of not getting fished and whatnot, and then some nation state wants to attack you. They just send you a text message, like a spam text message, and next thing you know, your full phone. They have root access on your phone. So, how do you protect yourself against that?
You can't.
You throw your
There's
phone
Yeah.
away.
They own your
Yeah.
phone. Right? Yeah,
Yeah, just throw it away. Forget the digital life.
yeah. You.
Move to an island. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these exploits. It's not like a 16-year-old in Russia is coming up with these exploits. These are very sophisticated attacks. These are nation state backed attacks. Uh, U.S., China, Russia, those type of superpowers have these kind of attacks. If you were to come up with an attack like this by yourself, you could sell it for millions and millions of dollars. to one of these nation states. They will pay you very handsomely for an attack like this. And sometimes it's not just like the first attack. You have to attack all the layers of the operating system, right? So these types of attacks take a ton of effort, a ton of money to implement. So even if you are just like, hey, maybe I'm gonna implement a 0-day attack, like good luck. They're getting down to the fucking operating system. And as Alice pointed out, the hardware is also corrupt, right? So good luck securing your devices when your hardware is corrupted, right? They're doing backdoor stuff against you. You know what the type of people that use these attacks on?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you have any idea? Do you have a guess of who they would use these attacks on?
I don't know, but it affects any iOS device using the iMessage platform. So that's basically like all of them, right?
Yeah. So, well, let's say you're a nation state. Who would be your enemy that you use this against?
Potential threats. Basically, everybody.
Threats, right? And so we had shared a video that the FBI, there was 3 and 4, not informants or whistleblowers. There were whistleblowers that talked about how they were doing surveillance on 3.4 million people. Okay. So, and they're doing very shady tactics, no warrant, no nothing. So you can imagine FBI has access to these attacks. So they just take over your phone, right? They see your screen, they see everything, and they just ship that over to their data centers, and they're able to do whatever they want. They can even make you send things out that you didn't send. You know, there's like imitating you, your bank, your everything's compromised, right?
So I guess not switching to iPhones after all.
I'm still going to switch over to iPhone because I think Google is a more evil organization with what they do. So, choose the less of all the evils. It's not like Apple's going in there and introducing these vulnerabilities.
Maybe they'll fix it by the time.
They better fix it. If they're not
Yeah.
fixing it in a timely manner. I tweeted at them and said, "Hey, did you fix this?" I didn't get a response, of course. But they must be looking online to see who's revealing these backdoors. And this is a very popular. Let's see the link that you sent. It wasn't like it was a nobody reporting this. It was a well-known agency for security. So the people at Apple, they're smart folks. They're looking at these well-known agencies, and they're probably addressing it.
Great.
But they got to address multiple layers of security vulnerabilities if you're able to get root access. Hey, Ralph.
Hey. Sorry about that.
We're celebrating. That's why I got the cigar.
I know. I see, man. I want one now. I wish I had one.
So I'm putting the link. I want you guys to. So I'm showing the link. Are you able to copy paste that?
I already reposted it.
Awesome. Ralph, you have a chance to repost on LinkedIn. Alice, you as well.
Yeah, I guess I can post it.
We're announcing the release, which is a ton of hard work by Fede and you, Alice.
Yeah.
So we got it going, which is awesome. Now it's a matter of marketing, right? So how do we spread the word? The main thing we're going to really talk about is like our good deeds, right? It's kind of like the Mr. Beast approach. You guys are familiar with Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
No? So Mr. Beast has a huge following on YouTube. He's actually one of the, if not the most followed, top 5, right? I think he is the most followed. He just gives away money. That's what he does. He just gives the money away like it's nothing. Here's 10K. Here's 50K. Here's 100K. He's handing it away, right? And he's just doing good deeds, helping these people that need money. These people are desperate for money. And so it's getting him a huge following. So we're going to do the same thing, but our thing is we're feeding homeless children. The kids that have, they're kids, right? Who's going to help them if not us?
Right.
And there are, there's shelters and stuff that are helping these kids out, but they're feeding them without them knowing poison. They have they're getting cheap food, giving it to the kids, and that's like polluting the bodies of the kids, which we've done plenty of podcasts before explaining how it happens. You know, the pesticides, the preservatives, the all the bad stuff that's in there is poisoning their bodies and their minds. So our thing is organic meals that help them heal to combat the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting ash all over my computer. Ralph, can you post the video link in the comment section?
Yes.
So what you missed, Ralph, is we were talking about some security vulnerabilities that Alice found in iOS phones. So if the government, deep state, whatever you want to call it, wants to attack you, they just have to send you a message. You can't do anything to protect yourself. They own your phone after a message.
So it's like automatic consent, basically.
There's no consent. It's just like they take over your phone, right? You know, they teach you if you get a weird message with a link or an email with a link, don't click it. This is like game over. You have no chance, right? And they've gone and it's not just one vulnerability. They're doing vulnerabilities at every layer of the stack of the of the phone to get to the root. So they own the entire phone. So this is not some kid in Russia doing this attack. This is, you know, coordinated attacks by nation states, U.S., China, Russia, and other countries that have, you know, well-developed cybersecurity teams. I mean, NSA is like the most funded type of corporation, or not corporation, but organization in the world, and they have some of the smartest people too.
I remember hearing one of the issues that U.S. had with TikTok was all the data that China is getting, facial recognition from the filters and all that.
They're making like they're complaining about what they do themselves, right? They're doing it not just to the U.S. or not just to the foreign citizens of the world, but to the U.S. population as well. So yeah, you can't trust anything that comes digitally, right? You can easily go and make someone seem like a bad guy by hacking their phone and then going and sending out crazy messages and stuff. I kind of experienced that with LinkedIn. I had posted a post. I forget what it was about. I think it was about the deep state and Noam Chomsky, how the media is controlling the narrative. And then I looked at my post and I had typos just scattered throughout my post, which I had triple checked, you know, and I also have grammar autocorrect, right, which fixes it. So I copy pasted it after I had done it, posted it, and then I had typos and misspellings in my post, making me look dumb. And I was like, all right, delete. So if you do certain messages that are, you know, trying to bring light to the situation of how we're being controlled, they'll just make you look dumb, right, or crazy or whatever. So they have a really good playbook that they apply to make people look dumb and stupid and crazy. But we're all a bunch of crazy people on this call, right? Bipolar guy, crazy black guy, crazy Argentinian, crazy Chinese, anti-CCP, Alice. Alice, tell us about how you hate China.
I'm not talking about that. What are you doing?
You don't want to get killed?
I'm not interested.
Not
I
interested.
don't want to be targeted by the Chinese government. Thank you.
Good call. You're a friend of China, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, China is all good. Russia
Sure.
US is all good. Do you have any country where you have a problem with them?
No. I'm just gonna stick on the safe side and say I don't want to mess with that shit.
Good call. As me and Ralph have been preaching, stay in the matrix. Don't get outside the matrix. The matrix.
Yeah.
You eat steak and delicious.
Yeah, just let me be a normie. Thank you.
Is the way to go.
Yeah.
Everything tastes different once you hop out of the matrix.
Exactly.
That's not. It tastes better if you're starting to do organic food.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. But still.
I was watching a TikTok video about how the body needs what, Ralph, 90 nutrients.
Yeah. So the body needs 90 nutrients, and I think like 92 minerals.
Mhm.
And foods don't have that. There's one food that is known to have it, sea moss.
Oh yeah, I asked you about. I was gonna go buy some because the body can heal itself. It's like our God given ability to heal, right? I mean, you're not gonna heal a chopped off arm, but you'll heal like cuts and bruises and whatever damage you're doing to the inside. Cancer, your body's fighting cancer all the time.
Yeah, right.
So,
And
did you get that video? The guy said that we need 90 or whatever number you said, but we get about, when we were kids, we were getting half. At least me and you, Ralph, we were at least getting half, right? And now we're getting like 10% of what we need. So our body depletes that and then starts eating our organs to fix ourselves.
yeah.
And then we have problems, and then they medicate us, and the medication takes up nutrients too, and also starts eating away other stuff.
Yeah. I didn't watch the video, but I've read about that. And the crazy thing is the body heals itself in one way by just rejuvenating the cells. Right. So like, for example, you could say that cancer basically is rusting of a cell. That's why we always talk about antioxidants, so that it protects the cell. So if we're rejuvenating, let's say a cell rust, but our cells are not rejuvenating properly because of our diet, then you just have that cancer cell that continues to grow because it needs fuel too.
Yeah.
And what fuels a cancerous cell is gonna be anything dead, like protein, animal protein. So you know how we talked about amino acids synthesized into protein for our body, right? The animal protein is already a protein, is already that full protein, but essentially it's a dead food, you know. So cancer cells will use that, and also viruses. They latch on to like undigested protein and reactivate. Like your body's fighting like virus cells all the time, right? But those viruses that are hard to get rid of, they come back to life from undigested protein, and so like a lot of sick people become vegan, people with cancer or like autoimmune viruses and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like pretty interesting stuff that we have to really look into to learn. And it's kind of common sense stuff, but it seems like common sense isn't common, like people say.
Well, everybody's busy living their day-to-day life. They got to feed their kids. They don't even know that they're feeding their kids bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
Who's supposed to protect us? The government. But they don't. They all the candidates, the politicians, they're paid for by industry, pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies, and also big ag pays for them as well. That upset Ralph so much he dropped off the call.
I'm back. Drop a tear a little bit because of this info. Nah.
Poor 40.
Went out for the homies.
So I've been eating all organic diet, and I feel good. And I'm eating junk food. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating chips and dip and ice cream and about pizza and stuff, and I don't feel the the Burger Mac hangover that you get.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. So me too. Like since we've been talking about this, I've been trying to stay all organic. Like Eating, I'm kind of an intermittent fasting, but like eating between like a short window of time, right? Just organic food, and yeah, it's like a lot different than just grabbing like the bleached flour, bleached bread. I'm actually looking at like unbleached versus bleached after you brought that up to me. But yeah, I feel a lot better, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like my body is like saying, "Thank you. You're not poisoning me. I can catch up." You know, like I've fallen behind, and now we're getting to where we need to be. I was preaching to Chris. You guys remember Chris? About you can't feed your kids, you know, a conventional. If you can afford it, don't feed your kids a conventional diet. Switch to organic, so they have, you know, all the nutrients that they need to be able to prosper, let their bodies heal and whatnot, grow. Also, right? They're in a very critical stage. They need to grow. They need those nutrients to grow. And at first I was like, oh, it's so expensive, you can't afford it. But having gone to Trader Joe's and then seeing the prices there, it's not that bad if you shop at Trader Joe's. This is a unpaid for advertisement for Trader Joe's. Whole Foods is pretty expensive. Sprouts is pretty expensive. Um, I haven't gone to the local farmer market, but that's my next thing because I suspect that the farmers market's food is even full of more nutrients, right? And Fede had shown that in Argentina they're going to move towards where they show you how nutritious the food is, right? As opposed to like, and it was simple. I don't know if you can pull that up, Fede, the Argentinian proposed label.
Yeah, they show like octagons saying you if what you're buying has like too much sugar or too much calories or too much sodium or
And I
whatever.
don't
A
even
lot
think
of things.
you know, sugar. The regular conventional sugar is a problem, but I'm eating, you know, ice cream that has tons of sugar. But guess what happens when I eat too much? My body starts to feel sick, or it sends me the signal like, "Hey, bro, you need to stop." You don't get that with conventional sugar, you know, corn fructose syrup and that stuff.
The only thing with sugars is the process it goes through. So high fructose corn syrup is less processed than high fructose. The high fructose is hard on your liver, and that's why we see like rich guys drinking Diet Coke because it doesn't have like soda usually has high fructose in it, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's hard on your liver, and it gives you like a huge sugar spike, a blood sugar spike. That's kind of like it messes with your it can mess with your vascular system, you know, your liver, like I said. But yeah, it's just the process it goes through. That's it. If you could get like minimally processed sugar, that's like the best.
Yeah, I've cut out Diet Coke also. So um, before I would have the problem of if I drank too much caffeine, I would crash, right? So I still drink coffee, but now I switched to organic coffee, and it actually tastes better. It's not as bitter, and I suspect that you know how if you go to Starbucks in California, there's signs that say it causes cancer, Prop 60.
Oh,
You know
which
that?
like which ingredient you're talking about? An ingredient in Diet Coke?
No. I'm talking about coffee.
Oh, coffee.
Yeah, I don't think Diet Coke is causing cancer,
Yeah.
but coffee at Starbucks, the Starbucks will have a sign that says this is known to cause cancer.
Oh man, yeah, I never saw it. So it's in California. They have
In
the
California, Prop 40, Prop 60 made it required. So, but I would suspect if they did a study where it was organic coffee, you probably wouldn't have to put that label.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
People have been drinking coffee for how long now?
Yeah, definitely.
But since they're growing the beans in the conventional way, that's causing harm.
Yeah.
Pesticides and herbicides and all that fun stuff.
Man.
So you got to be careful if you're drinking coffee. If you can switch to organic, and that's expensive too. It's not cheap.
Coffee's a hell of a drug.
Tastes good, man. Feels good, man.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I cannot knock coffee. I haven't drank coffee in a while though, but
So once again, congratulations, team. We started the kickoff with like 20, 30 people. We're down to 4, but we made it to the finish. This is the team that made it to the finish line. And we also have lots also. So we have 5. Mel's still on board, so we have 6 people. Yeah, feels good to release. Well, the next big thing that we're going to release is the semantic search, which once Fede gets all the details done for the main flow that we're doing. This is something that I hate. I have companies like Twitter. I've been tweeting nonstop, for exposure, trolling and pointing out the wrongdoings of McDonald's and Taco Bell and stuff like that, Mountain Dew, all these companies. But I get so many errors and the flow is really bad. Like just the basic thing of tweeting, just get that down first before you start doing all this other shit. So I promise you, UpMortem will always focus on the basics first, right? We'll make sure the basics work before we start doing fancy shit. And then you have Elon talking about his app called X, right? Have you heard of X?
Yeah, I've seen some tweets, but what is that?
He wants to do the everything app, an app that does everything. And I'm like, that is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
But why?
Because
right. Yeah.
First and foremost, why? And we'll say he has great reason. He wants one app to rule them all, right? But have you ever? Go ahead.
I think one of his children is called X.
So he's naming it after his kid. How nice.
Yeah.
No, his kid's name is like XA-3587.
yeah.
Maybe his kid is the app.
I googled that name. Like some type.
Your internet's going bad, Ralph. Now you're pixelated. So if you want to do an app, follow the Unix model, right? And Ralph doesn't probably know about this, but I know Fede knows it and Alice knows it. Do something really well. Maybe you do some other stuff also, but do that one thing really well, like curl, or name your favorite Unix app, Fede. grep.
Yeah. Probably.
Grep is amazing. Does one thing, find things for you really well. It doesn't do everything. What happens when you start making? Alice, you got a favorite Unix app?
No, I don't have a favorite. If
They're all-
anything, I would have to agree. I would just have to steal Fede's favorite app because, yeah, I do use grep a lot.
I think grep is probably my top app also. So God bless whoever wrote that app. I also like top, right? Where you see everything.
Yeah, top, H top. Yeah.
H top is amazing. I think there was A top also. All those apps are really cool. They just do the one thing. They do that one thing really well. Show you where you're at, what your processes are doing. But if you're trying to do what Elon's trying to do, is like, we're going to do everything. You're going to do everything, bro. Like, first and foremost, that's impossible. You're over promising like you do with all your other stuff. And secondly, how many apps have you dealt with that try to do everything? And how easy is it to use?
Yeah, it's impossible.
You name an app that came out, had wild success, and then they just keep slapping more shit on it. It just becomes impossible to use. I try to use Facebook to do simple things. I wanted to update my About Me about Jesus Christ and Superpals. It took me 5 minutes to figure out where the About update section was, right? Because they've slapped on so much shit onto these apps. So
try to use Shira or any Confluence.
Man, you're not the only one, man. Like, there was like a post yesterday on my Facebook timeline. Somebody was like, man, I've been away from Facebook for a year, but I do not know how to use it. It's so much stuff. They
They used up all the real estate with buttons so you can do everything. And what happens when you can do everything? You do nothing because it's like, I don't want to use this app anymore. This app is ridiculous.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's like Facebook, they basically, any new app like sensation that came out, they were just buying it up, right? And then they employed the technique of each of those apps into Facebook. And now it's just like, man, if you don't know if you don't like continuously use it, it's like kind of
No, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, you are lost. Netflix is a good one. It's super simple.
There was a
Just
post today on Twitter saying, what the fuck are the engineers at Netflix doing?
the front end engineers.
What are they doing? The app is done. You're playing these videos. I don't want anything else.
Yeah.
They're just collecting checks. I understand they have to keep the maintenance, keep it running, keep it scalable. Yeah. Sure. Does that take however millions of dollars that they're spent? It's probably billions of dollars that they're putting on payroll for engineers because they pay their engineers really well. Netflix is one of the top companies in pay for engineers. So what the fuck are these guys doing?
I don't know.
Good point.
Performance? Writing tests? I don't know.
Collecting checks is what I said. Oh, my response was they're collecting checks. They got a cush job.
Imagine somebody comes in, a new guy, he's like, yo, I have this cool idea, and they want to change it, and then they're like, get this guy out of here.
I suspect they are, I think this is what Google and Facebook and all these other companies are doing. They're paying these really smart people to do unnecessary things. And so when you have these really smart people that are focused on some optimization of a button, that's a startup that you killed that could have been doing some great things elsewhere. I think it's like welfare for smart people. Like they just give them a really good job, well-paying job. They work on something that's depressing because they know they're working on something stupid, right? But they're getting paid $500,000 with stock and salary, so they don't work on important problems. Because what are the important problems in the world? Homelessness, the one we're tackling, children starving. There's all these important problems, but the smartest people are working on advertisements.
Yeah.
Or shooting a video. So they're sucking up all the intelligent folks to not work on the important problems because they have the golden handcuffs.
Yeah. It's like they shelved the potential.
Yeah. It's like a welfare system for intelligent people that they have families need to support and they're getting paid really well and they're comfortable, but they still have to really optimize the shit out of that button because otherwise, the person has to wait an extra 0.0001 seconds. They're going to lose X amount of dollars to justify the job. It'd be nice if those smart people realized that and they were like, you know what? I don't need $500,000 a year. I'm going to work I'm going to go start my own nonprofit. I'm going to start my own software business. It's going to solve the real problems that we have in America and worldwide.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got 0 viewers. Made that good point to no one.
I know I was about to announce the video for the charity right there. It's just I just sent the
put it in the comments though.
Yeah, I put it in. I just
so all 4 of us, we need to reach out to our friends and say, hey, can you share this post? And we have to do it organically because I'm telling you, we're getting suppressed from the viewership and the amount of reach we're getting.
Like shadow ban type.
We're getting shadow banned, yeah. So we have to reach out to our friends. Like Fede, reach out to Franco, reach out to all your homies that are good friends that will do something when you ask them, please share this. Same thing with Ralph, same thing with Alice. Reach out to your friends and be like, so and so, can you please reshare this?
Awesome, will do.
It's
word of mouth.
At the level where we're at with so they'll shadow if you search for somebody that has like 6-digit followers or 1 million followers, that they'll shadow ban them to where you can't search. But our videos are limited because they're trying to corner us into boosting, paying,
Mm-hmm.
So because like like our content starting to get like 2,000 to 3,000 views on Instagram, for example.
Yep.
But the next video will be like 30. You know.
So yeah. So we are never gonna pay for marketing. The money will always go to feed homeless kids. Okay, and we'll always do word of mouth marketing. Meaning we just ask our friends ask their friends, so on and so forth. So if you ask your friend, like, hey, if you have friends that you think would be interested, let them know. Pass it on.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
So today, let's just do that. Let's just reach out to friends, be like, hey, can you like this? Or can you share this? Not just like it, but share it.
Follow and share.
Follow and share, please. Yeah, follow and share. If you like the fact that we're fighting homelessness and feeding homeless kids, please follow and share. Because I see other posts that people do, and they're not talking about helping people. They're talking about like, we did a release and we had a new button, and they get so much following, right? People are like, this is an amazing button. This button's the best thing in the world. And then we share it, and we're like, we got one like. That was our mom, because we shared that link with her. So there's definitely some nefarious stuff going on.
You have to have somebody cool enough to share your content, and because man, people can love the death, love it to death, right? But if you don't have somebody cool yet backing you or sharing you or whatever, supporting, they will.
Cool. All four of us are cool.
I know.
You guys are the coolest people I know.
We too cool. That's all it is.
For the system. Let's see here. What else? Anything you guys seen in the news lately? I was watching the podcast with Joe Rogan and Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And, I had been brainwashed to think Alex Jones is just some crazy nut, but then I started listening to him, and he's like backing everything up with actual articles from the news, like it's from the media that he's showing. And I was like, okay, this guy is not crazy. He might get some stuff wrong here and there, but for the most part, he was spitting facts.
Yeah, they started giving him a really hard time after the Sandy Hook stuff.
Yeah, which he might be right or wrong about what he said there. He's usually backing it up with data, but they went to town on him.
Yeah, I think it was an opportunity to do that.
So we have to, as a group, have to be very careful. Whatever we say, that it's backed by facts. So if you post something, references.
Sure.
And that goes for me, especially the leader. I have to back everything out with facts and be like, here's the studies, here's my argument. And if you want to sue me for libel or slander or whatever, have at it. You're not gonna bleed me dry through lawsuits, because I won't hire a lawyer. I'll defend myself. So I'll and hopefully the court cases are on Zoom, so I don't have to leave my house either.
Right.
That's one way that they get you. They sue you and they lock you up in court and then bleed you dry with attorneys.
Attack your money.
Attack your money. Once your wallet's gone, you're like, I give up.
You feel powerless. Just imagine somebody who doesn't care about money.
But AI set us free, giving us. I shared those videos with you on Instagram, Ralph, of how you can just not have to edit things. You don't have to, you just feed in the video and it does the editing for you.
Yeah.
Start using those tools. I'm happy to reimburse you on those.
All right, yeah, because some of it just takes a different software or suite. So yeah, I'll let you know.
Just Venmo request me.
Okay.
Just put the thing that it is, why you need it, that sort of thing.
Got it.
And since we're mingling our UpMortem bank account with the Jesus Christ Super Pals, we have to be very careful what we spend our money on. So and we're going to be very open about the bank, meaning we're going to put it out and say, like, this person spent that much money on that, and this person spent that much money on that. So we can't go buying those Lambos that I promised you guys. You can spend your money on whatever you want, right? Once your income's high enough. But the company money, we have to be very CF.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna create a folder with the pictures of the receipts in one folder and share it to you through the drive.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Any other topics? Otherwise, let's just go tell our friends to share our post. Share the on Instagram. Share that one. LinkedIn. Share the LinkedIn post. Twitter. You can go to my thing and share that one, and have your friends share it, and then we'll just do word of mouth because we're getting suppressed.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go make it happen. Thanks,
Follow
everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, tell your friends, word of mouth. And one day we're gonna get the charity to good standing. And once it's a good standing, we'll take donations, and then we'll give you a shout out for the fact that you fed homeless kids.
Follow the journey.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.